The Switch 2 has probably created the biggest Nintendo hating generation of all time. I have never seen so many fucking losers, goofballs, and faggots out there make so many stupid ass videos crying about Nintendo ever. Now, during the Wii U era, it was basically just, haha, Wii U sucks, it ain't selling well, we're gonna see Mario and Zelda go to PlayStation consoles and Xbox and all this shit, right? When the Switch came out and was, kicking PlayStation 4's ass, continues to kick the PlayStation 5's ass, I mean, a lot of these fucking losers, they were pretty quiet about it. And then, of course, they came up with this stupid narrative, this like damage control, this coping narrative that, well, Nintendo is not competing with PlayStation or Xbox. Nintendo's doing their own thing, all right? They're not. You can't, make fun of us PlayStation fag boys because Nintendo is beating PlayStation. You can't do that. You can't talk shit. You can't laugh at us or anything because, well, technically it doesn't count because it's a hybrid. It's a hybrid console. It's not a traditional home console. That was their fucking stupid argument. Still their stupid argument, and they're always going to use that talking point anytime you want to troll them and make fun of their asses. But that's kind of funny though, how the Switch doesn't count, Nintendo's Switch 2 doesn't count, the Wii didn't count, right? So every time Nintendo was kicking PlayStation's ass, well, it didn't count because, X, Y, and Z. But the Nintendo Wii U, which was, Nintendo's biggest failure, one of Nintendo's biggest failures as a home console, somehow that counted. Somehow it was okay to bring up that console when, comparing it to PlayStation, even though many argued that console wasn't even really anything unique or different from the Wii itself, other than the little tablet that, you couldn't even go more than 10 feet away from your console in order to play it, right? And isn't it funny how that was a very gimmicky and, kind of, it was just a very gimmicky console for the most part, and yet somehow that counted. Nobody said, well, it doesn't count because it's very gimmicky. The Wii somehow didn't count because it was gimmicky, and that's the only reason it was beating PlayStation 3. But the Wii U apparently did count it, and therefore it was cool to just compare their sales to the sales of the PlayStation 4. But of course, then the Switch comes around, and it completely mops the floor with the PlayStation. It mops the floor with the PlayStation 4, and that doesn't count, right? Suddenly that doesn't count. So when Nintendo's kicking PlayStation's ass or whatever, it just doesn't count. The handhelds, the handhelds have always fucking dominated, always kicked PlayStation's ass. You know what? Not only do they outsell PlayStation's shitty handhelds, like the PSP, PSP Vita, and all that fucking garbage, they outsell a lot of PlayStation's consoles as well. But of course, no, that doesn't count. It's a handheld. Handhelds are always going to sell well. So there's always going to be these, bullshit talking points. But what's funny is, even with these talking points, you got so many of these fucking morons doing their best to tear down the Switch 2 as a console. Now, there's a lot of dumbasses out there right now on YouTube. There's a fucking idiot known as Angry Vigilante Show. I don't think I've listened to not one fucking second of any of his stupid videos. This guy, I constantly kept seeing recommendations from YouTube for some of his videos, and it's basically just negative Nintendo shit. I don't think I ever see him talk crap about PlayStation or anything else. It's primarily Nintendo. So I don't know what this fucking loser is, a butthurt PlayStation fangirl, butthurt Xbox fangirl, butthurt Sega fangirl. I mean, there's a lot of these fucking losers. Most of these guys who hide behind the PC gamer label, I'm a PC gamer, or whatever, let's be real. A lot of these PC faggots are just former PlayStation fangirls, Xbox fangirls, Sega fangirls, and they're just butthurt that their console of choice has failed, has lost to Nintendo, and so now they have to hide behind, I'm a PC gamer. We eating good over here at PC, and it's like, okay, so if you're a PC gamer and all you care about is PC gaming, why the fuck are you so involved in like console wars and shit like that? And what's funny is they'll often talk shit about, oh, you console warriors, all you console gamers, this and that. It's like, apparently you fucking losers are more involved in this console war shit than actual console gamers. It just goes to show how fake these guys are. It just goes to show that they were just former console gamers, but because their console of choice got its ass kicked, they have to just jump on the PC bandwagon like, oh, us PC gamers, we're superior. The PC, master race or whatever. Bunch of fucking losers they are, really. But I just find it funny. There's so many of these fucking losers. So I mentioned already, Angry Vigilante Show. He's really just fucking an angry little pissed off vagina is all he is. You got this other fucking loser, Nintendine, this stupid fucking, his dumb avatar. He's got this like Wario looking avatar. It looks like Wario or whatever, like just a variation of Wario. And I could just imagine that's what the guy looks like in real life. Just looks like a trashy fucking trailer trash bum. And he kind of has like a very similar voice to Arlo, which is a little bit weird. It would almost seem like maybe this is Arlo's, alter ego over here. There's a lot of people who do shit like that. And Arlo, sometimes he's good to listen to, sometimes he's just a complete moron. And I wouldn't be surprised if, he's just one of these two-faced people who, one moment he's enthusiastic about Nintendo, and the other moment he's just trying to rip them down and whatnot. And after all, this fucking Nintendine guy, the vast majority of his views come from negative Nintendo news. And this guy, he will literally just lie about things regarding the Nintendo Switch 2. He would lie about the sales, saying that, oh yeah, their sales are dropping. They're no longer outselling the PlayStation 5, and then you actually check the damn numbers, and oh yeah, it's actually outselling the fucking PlayStation 5 by a huge margin, by like hundreds of thousands of copies on a weekly basis. And in fact, the original Nintendo Switch, even though it went up on price for the original Nintendo Switch, that is still outpacing the PlayStation 5 in Japan, still outselling it by like 15,000 copies. But this, retarded piece of shit, he just makes these stupid fucking videos, these lies and shit about Nintendo. And seems like the main reason he does it is because he's a stupid ass Nintendo hater, for one, and because he knows it's going to get him a shit ton of views from all of the pathetic, internet dwellers who are they're just in the worst shape right now. They are absolutely depressed and miserable because Nintendo is just dominating, and they know it. They absolutely know it. When the Switch 2 was first revealed, man, did all these stupid assholes come out of the woodwork and make a big deal out of the dumbest shit. Alright, first it was Mario Kart World being priced at $80. Very fucking stupid. Wow, it went from 70 to 80, a $10 increase, and you had so many of these fucking clowns acting like they can't feed their kids and their family because, they have to spend an extra $10. Yeah, let me tell you fucking retard something. Your $10 is not going to be able to get your family much food. Alright? It's kind of, it shows the low IQ with these fucking idiots to pretend like spending $80 on one video game, alright, just getting that one video game is gonna make it to where they can't feed their family. That shit is just beyond fucking stupid to me. Like, how fucking dumb you have to be with finances to make that kind of stupid, conclusion. But yeah, this generation so far, it's definitely the worst generation for PlayStation fagboys. For Xbox fanboys as well, and Not to hate on Xbox or anything like that. I know there's probably a lot of guys out there who, you know, are good people who, you know, they just love Xbox because they love to do bro shooter games and whatnot. But, you know, ever since Phil Spencer decided to just, you know, backstab you guys, and the CEO, Satya Delia, whatever his stupid name is, that piece of shit, ever since they just decided to fucking betray you guys and start putting games on PlayStation, you know, it's been terrible for Xbox. The sales are not doing good at all, and I'm getting really sick and tired of idiots out here pretending that going multi-plat, going third party, was a wise move. No, it was not. No, it fucking was not. Stop acting like it was. It was never a wise move. All right? That was always the stupidest fucking decision they've ever made, and it's even more stupid that they put games on PlayStation. When PlayStation, apparently, according to Phil Spencer himself, PlayStation was, you know, money-hatting games, keeping games from going to their system, and yet they're gonna fucking foolishly just give PlayStation some of their best games like that. Yeah, let's reward their bad behavior by giving them our games. Let's just be fucking cucks, right? And even though some Xbox fans will pretend like what the multiplat thing was good, I mean, I'm getting really sick and tired of that kind of dishonesty. Stop lying to yourself. You have to be honest at some point, and you have to like just get angry at Xbox for what they're doing. As a Nintendo fanboy, I will get angry at Nintendo when I think they're dropping the ball, when I think they're not doing a good enough job of hyping up their console, when they're giving us bullshit partner directs, like partner showcases, instead of like a full-blown Nintendo Direct that's going to highlight a bunch of cool first-party exclusives. I will call them out on that, and I will rip into them. I'm not going to be like, yeah, Nintendo's winning, yeah. Look at these third-party games that, you know, have already been out for 1 to 2 years, now coming to our console. Like, no, that's fucking stupid. You know, I'm not going to do what fucking Doc Trey 81 and, you know, other clowns like that are going to do and just pretend to be excited because a fucking third-party game is finally being ported to Nintendo. Just not going to do that, all right? But sadly, a lot of these Xbox, you know, fans, diehards, you know, they will just pretend like Xbox is winning as something, you know? And it's like, look, if you want Xbox to do better, you need to straight up call them out on the bullshit that they're doing, because they're literally just embarrassing you guys. And then of course, you know, let's just talk about, you know, PlayStation. You know, let's go back to PlayStation. They are down very bad for the simple fact that, you know, I mean, they've been they have no fucking games whatsoever, none, except third-party games. That's the only thing they have to look forward to. Their exclusives do not sell well at all. They supposedly have sold 80 million consoles. That's kind of hard to believe. 80 million consoles, and yet so many of their video games aren't even selling close to that amount. Their game of the year, Astro Bot, that was game of the year for last year, right? You mean to tell me that game was game of the fucking year and it only sold 2 million copies? If even that? It probably sold less than that. It's probably just like, oh, it shipped to 2 million and they only sold like 1 million copies. Like 1 million people actually bought and played the shitty game. But isn't it funny how they supposedly have an install base of 80 million, right? 80 million, yet only like 1 million or 2 million bothered to actually buy the supposed game of the year. Yeah, I don't know. That just doesn't really add up, does it? Just doesn't really add up. Most of their games, their exclusives, have been selling either 1 million or less. So it's kind of weird. Like, have they really sold 80 million consoles? A lot of people theorizing that they probably have 30 million just sitting in the damn warehouse somewhere, like 30 million sitting in just multiple warehouses. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case, because you know what, PlayStation does lie a lot about the sales of their consoles. I mean, they just did it with the PlayStation 2. PlayStation 2 for many years now was at 155 million consoles sold. Then suddenly they see, you know, the Switch catching up to that number, and it's like, oh, we're celebrating, you know 30 years of PlayStation. Oh, guess what? PlayStation 2 sold 160 million consoles. Get the fuck out of here. You know, we all know PlayStation, they're fucking liars about everything. You know? The sales for their, you know, PlayStation Portal, their VR headsets and all that, they counted those as PlayStation 5 sales as well. So look, we know they're fucking liars when it comes to how much their consoles sell. And it's so funny how right now, PlayStation fangirls, you know, they, you know, them, certain Xbox fangirls, not all Xbox fanboys, but, you know, the big time grifters like that piece of shit known as King David on the Xbox Frontline, you know, guys like him. There's that fucking stupid ass towelhead known as Septic Sauce or whatever. I don't know his name, but it's Septic Sauce's YouTube channel. That fucking idiot, that loser. You know, that's a guy right there who was a huge Xbox fanboy. Then when Xbox, you know, started putting their games on PlayStation 5, he immediately just jumped on the PC gamer bandwagon. It was like, I'm a PC gamer now. It's like, yeah, okay, fucking idiot. And I wouldn't be ripping into that guy if his dumb ass hadn't started talking shit about Nintendo after the review of the Switch 2 and everything. Then he decided to be a faggot and just talk shit about Nintendo. So that's my only problem with a lot of some of these Xbox guys, which they're probably not true Xbox fans. They're just grifters. They're just grifters. That's all they are. So don't get mad at me for ripping on them. They don't care about Xbox. They just care about their own stupid YouTube channel, and that's it. But you had those guys, you had those fucking idiots going at Nintendo. Stupid ass, you know, quote unquote PC gamers or whatever are still doing it. Again, these PC gamers are just fucking defeated losers who were heavily involved in the console wars. They lost because their system of choice failed miserably. So now they have to hide behind that PC gamer label. That's how fake a lot of these PC gamers are. Oh, PC gaming is so great that we spend the vast majority of our time just bitching and moaning about Nintendo. It's like, doesn't sound like PC gaming is that great if you have to keep crying about fucking Nintendo. Maybe it's because you guys don't have access to Nintendo video games. The only thing you sorry ass fucking bitches can do is, you know, illegally emulate their games and, you know, risk having to pay fines later for it. So that's basically what these PC gamers are. They're just stupid ass Nintendo haters who, they know deep down Nintendo is great, their consoles are great, their games are great, but of course they pretend that they don't like Nintendo because they are anti-consumer. Now, here's what's so funny about this anti-consumer bullshit. These fucking idiots will say that, you know, Nintendo Switch 2, oh, that's so anti-consumer, but then when the consumers actually decide, hey, you know what, this is a good deal for me, I'm more than happy to buy this console, I'm more than happy to pay $80 for Mario Kart World, then these same fucking idiots attack the consumers. So who is it that's really anti-consumer? It's not Nintendo, it's you fucking faggots. Y'all are the ones who go out of your way to start attacking consumers when consumers decide that a certain product and the price of that product is a fair deal for them. So it doesn't sound like Nintendo's the anti-consumer one, does it? When it's the fastest selling console right now. Alright? So you got that piece of shit known as, oh no, it's Alex or whatever. This guy, let me just tell you something about this disgusting piece of shit. He's apparently an actual bisexual, right? So he's a faggot fucking cocksucker. And this piece of shit, you know, there's a video out there. I might try to find it and add it here, but there's a video out there where he's on some live chat, and he's speaking with other YouTubers, and the guy asks him what was the most funny thing he ever seen in games or something, or on YouTube, things of that nature, I don't know. And he like referenced some stupid fucking pornography video or whatever about some female video game character and how she was getting gang banged, and then there was a giant, you know, penis going in her mouth. Like, it was just fucking stupid. It was disgusting. It was perverted. And his dumbass was talking about like, oh, it's funny or some shit, or it's cool or whatever. And the other people were just dead silent and just had that look on their face like, is this guy like just a fucking weirdo or something? Nobody laughed at it except for him. Nobody in the world laughed except for this fucking piece of shit. This fucking gay looking Ben Affleck fucking type. Anyways, this guy's a fucking piece of shit. Sometimes I'll see his stupid thumbnails pop up in my recommendations, and sometimes he's wearing like some gay-looking fucking headband. It's like a furry headband with like, you know, it has like fox ears on it. This guy's a disgusting piece of shit. I hope he gets like some disease and just fucking rots in hell. Disgusting piece of shit. So you got that fucking loser. He's constantly making stupid videos about Nintendo being anti-consumer or whatever. Then you got Fratanga Plays. Fratanga Faggot himself. This fucking stupid, pot-smoking fucking retard. He's got this really stupid, annoying voice. He's got this gay-ass looking avatar, which I guess is supposed to be a very good picture of what he actually looks like. It looks like a fucking... It just looks like some puny-ass, pansy fucking scrub who doesn't even have a jawline or whatever, and it looks like he's got like a cigarette. He always has like a cigarette just coming out of his mouth, and he just looks like the most pathetic piece of shit. I don't know why that's his avatar, but that's a good... It's very fitting. You know, it's a good representation of what this guy is. He's just a complete fucking dweeb loser. This guy has been making hundreds of videos talking shit about Nintendo this, whatever. This guy's a fucking loser. He's a faggot. He fucking defended some games that have woke content in it just because it's from Xbox. So let me tell you about Fratanga Plays or whatever. Fratanga Plays, he's another one. He pretends to be a PC gamer. Yeah, PC gaming master race. Yeah, whatever. And then, but every time it comes to Xbox, it's always like him praising Xbox. Never has anything bad to say about Xbox, you know. So obviously, this piece of shit is just a fucking Xbox fanboy. And because Xbox has basically lost and they decided, hey, we're gonna put our games on PlayStation, now he has to hide behind the PC gamer label and act like he's just a PC fan. That's all it is. He's just a PC gamer, you know? Fuck these fake-ass motherfuckers who cannot admit who they are. They cannot be honest and just say, I'm an Xbox fanboy, I'm a PlayStation fanboy. No, they always have to hide behind, I'm a PC gamer, because why? Well, it's like a fucking safe zone for them, because, you know, PC gaming, it's not like there's a company, it's not a console, right? And anyone could build their own PC and start playing video games. So you can't really just be like, oh yeah, PC gaming sucks because they only sold this many PC games or whatever. No, because there's, you know, millions and millions and millions of people out there. They claim that there's 1 billion PC gamers. Well, I mean, how many games have sold like hundreds to 500 million copies on PC gaming? That's what I would like to know, if there's really that many PC gamers out there. So I need to do some research and see how accurate that shit is. But these fucking losers, man, they are just defeated Xbox or PlayStation fanboys, probably Sega fanboys as well. You know, there's a lot of like former Sega fanboys who are now PlayStation fanboys, like Porter Rock 77, that fucking loser. He was a Sega fanboy. Nintendo kicked Sega's ass. So what does he do? He jumps on the PlayStation bandwagon. So now he's pretending to be, well, now he is a PlayStation fangirl, but it's only because Nintendo whooped their ass. They whooped Sega's ass. Now they're whipping PlayStation's ass. They've been doing that for the last 8 years now. And so now he's basically been talking about how, you know, once PlayStation, you know, goes fully multi-plat and whatnot, he's just going to start playing games on PC. He's going to become a PC gamer, essentially. So it's funny how, you know, us Nintendo fans, we don't have a desire to become PC gamers. Maybe that's because we have the best games. PC doesn't. Okay, PC does not have any Nintendo games. You would have to emulate them and whatnot. And Nintendo is never going to get rid of their exclusivity. So, you know, us Nintendo fans, we have it good. We have it better than everybody else right now. PC gamers, y'all can all go eat shit. You guys are pathetic. Stop pretending that, you know, your world of PC gaming is just that great, because it clearly is not. If you're having to make so many videos trying to convince the entire world not to buy the Nintendo Switch 2, yeah, it's probably because, you know, your PC gaming life just sucks and it's just mediocre. Alright? Y'all want to pretend that y'all care so much about, you know, preserving video games. You fucking idiots play your games on Steam, Epic Game Store. right? You get most of your games digitally, so you have no fucking right to talk. You want to talk about Steam Deck being better than the Switch? Excuse me, we can still play physical games on the Switch, you fucking moron. Steam Deck is a piece of shit. It's overrated, alright? It's never been anywhere near as good as the Switch or the Switch 2. Then another thing about these fucking PC gamers. These fucking idiots, they want to, again, I talked about, them being, for the consumers, but they're really not or whatever, because they'll attack the consumers when the consumers actually buy a certain product and games, because they don't share the same opinion as these idiots about Nintendo being anti-consumer and shit. Isn't it funny how these fucking morons, they always brag about, emulating Nintendo's games and not giving them a single penny or whatever. But yet these are the same morons who will talk trash about PlayStation and Xbox whenever they do layoffs. Whenever they do layoffs and these poor game developers are losing their fucking jobs because they're not making enough money, they're gonna talk shit about that big evil corporation. How dare they do that? All these game developers, it's so sad to see these people lose their jobs. Really? So do you fucking pieces of shit not care about the game developers at Nintendo? Because apparently, you're totally fine with not giving them your money. They're working their asses off making these great video games. They make some of the best fucking video games in the world. And you know what? These aren't like woke fucking weirdos. These aren't left-wing freaks and shit like that. These aren't the kinds of people who put gay shit in their video games the way fucking Varva does. These are just, people who are passionate about video games. And, they want to make the best video games, and Nintendo's one of the only companies who don't do all this woke DEI shit. But yet, you stupid motherfuckers who you pretend to be anti-woke, you pretend to be against DEI and shit like that, and you pretend to care about game developers, well, you fucking don't. You obviously do not fucking care. Because if you did, you stupid asses would be fine with buying the Nintendo Switch 2, buying their fucking games, so that way these people can get the money they deserve, that they've earned, and so they can continue having a job with Nintendo. They can continue to make great games. You fucking idiots don't even really seem to care about games. Alright? So fuck all you guys, fake ass motherfuckers. Anyways, this has been a long rant, but essentially this video is just about how, the Switch 2 generation, it's got so many of these people just butthurt up in arms. Their hypocrisy is like through the roof. They do not fucking care about gaming. They don't care about the game developers. They don't even care about the damn consumers. Because if they cared about the consumers, why would they attack the consumers when the consumers choose to buy the console and buy the video games? Nintendo is so anti-consumer, I hope their consoles don't sell. And then the consumers buy their consoles, and what do they do? What do they say? Oh, you bunch of corporate bootlickers. You bunch of bootlickers, corpo shills. Like, shut the fuck up, bitch. Shut the fuck up. People will buy a product if it's good, if it's very valuable in their eyes, if it gives them the best gaming experience. Period. Alright? So all this other shit, too, about, the games being expensive or whatever, games costing too damn much. If the games are selling very well, Nintendo has every right to make the prices really high. Let me just remind you idiots, Mario Kart 8 sold 68 million copies. Probably, it could very well get to 70 million copies, alright? That is huge. So you know what? Because the franchise is that popular, because, the value of it is fucking through the roof, they have the right to charge people $80 for Mario Kart World. And if the sales of that game were to go down, and it was to start, selling poorly because of that, because people just don't value that game as much, you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna lower the price of it. Guarantee you. That is what they did with Mario RPG. They lowered the price of that game when it didn't sell well. When they released Metroid Prime Remastered for the original Switch, they only released it at $40 instead of like $60 or $70. And some people, are like, well, I don't get it. That doesn't make sense. Why would they do that? Let's see, because the franchise, the series of Metroid Prime has never been that good. Like, it's never sold that well. they've never really been big bestsellers at all. So of course, naturally, they are gonna sell the game at $40 instead of $70 and $80. That's basically how they work. That's how they've always worked. So, yeah, a lot of these fucking idiots that are crying about everything regarding Nintendo, they pretend that they love Nintendo, but they're just so mad at them right now. Folks, it's all a bunch of bullshit, alright? They're just butthurt fucking Nintendo haters. That is it. Period. End of story. They don't like Nintendo, they hate Nintendo, they're angry right now because Nintendo is succeeding. They're destroying PlayStation, Xbox, and you know what? They're way better than PC gaming. Alright? That's a fact. A hybrid console where you could play it on your TV and then take it with you into your living room or anywhere else, or to your friend's house and play it that way. Does PC gaming offer anything like that? No, it doesn't. Does PC gaming offer you the best video games from Mario, Zelda, Metroid, Donkey Kong, Kirby? Do they do that? No, they don't. They don't offer you the best video games out there. They don't have exclusivity at all. And that's why you fucking losers can't shut the fuck up about Nintendo. Anyways, to all of my wonderful subscribers, this was a pretty long discussion here. But nevertheless, just a video overall about these stupid ass Nintendo haters and everything that I've been noticing this generation and how they're just completely losing their fucking minds over Switch 2. Please leave your comments and let me know what you think about these fucking morons. What other YouTubers do you know of out there who are just making these bullshit ass, crybaby fucking videos and live streams constantly about Nintendo? What other stupid talking points would you like me to address? I think I addressed a lot, Do you agree with me about the hypocrisy here regarding, these fucking idiots pretending that they care about the consumers, but then they attack the consumers when the consumers buy the Nintendo consoles? Or, how they pretend to care about game developers, but yet they're the ones who are robbing the game developers by refusing to give them any money for the game they fucking developed on Nintendo consoles. Discuss all of that in the comments below, guys. Hit like, let's share this video with as many people as possible. We gotta keep dropping truth bombs out here, alright? So with that being said, I am about to get to it, and you guys take care. I will talk to you all later. See ya.